Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone had a fabulous week. Today's Friday when I'm filming this, so it's the end of the week and I hope everyone's ready for the weekend. Today I thought I'd bring you a rainbow themed craft. March is coming up and St. Patrick's Day is coming up with leprechauns and rainbows, and it's almost spring. And so I thought I'd bring you a little rainbow craft that you can, it's more of like a decoration I guess than a craft. I mean, you do have to craft it, but it's just something you can hang up in your room or your house, your kids' room, something really fun and colorful. And I'm just gonna kind of get started because it just requires a lot of, you know, wrapping ribbon around this, and it kind of can get tedious, but I'll kind of, you know, explain and talk while I'm doing this. So yeah, but before I get started, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of holiday and seasonal themed crafts, things that you can do with your kids or with your grandkids, but also lots of things that you can do with like a class, like a Bible study class or a school class. I do help out a lot in my daughter's school, various classes in various ages, and sometimes I do like a craft for like the whole class, like 30 kids, and sometimes it's like 15 kids, so it could be a little bit harder, but I try to incorporate stuff like that, so whoever's watching can be like, oh yeah, I can, you know, do that with my class of 36-year-olds, why not? So yeah, so this is actually gonna end up being kind of like a rainbow hanging decoration. I kind of already started here with the rainbow colors. I'm just gonna use the colors of the rainbow, but just different prints and styles of ribbon, and I just threw pink in there because I'm a pink girl, so I love pink, and I just think it looks so pretty. And I don't know about you guys, but whenever I see like, you know, like the ribbon aisle and it's all coordinated and color coordinated and stuff, it just like, looks like my happy place. So I'm gonna do that. So I already did the red, orange, yellow, then I'm gonna start with the green. And I do have a little story about this as I start. First I'm gonna show you, there was a crack here, and I hot glued it together. Tip about hot gluing styrofoam: don't touch your nozzle to the styrofoam because it will melt it and create kind of like, I don't know if you can see, I don't know if it will focus, but there's like a pock mark here, and because the nozzle is so hot, it just melts it and kind of disintegrates the styrofoam. And that's true with all styrofoam. This is like one of those floral wreath arranging wreaths. And it's styrofoam. It's pretty heavy duty styrofoam. It's not like the white ones sometimes that have like a lot of porousness to it. This is actually pretty solid, but there was a crack here. I'm gonna tell you a funny story about this. So I was at Michael's, and I'm gonna start with, so when I start the new color, I just put a little bead of hot glue like right here just to secure it, because ribbon tends to shift around, and because it is fabric, it does have a little bit of flex to it. So sometimes, even though you feel like, oh yeah, I wrapped it really good, it starts to kind of almost unravel and like slide. So I'm just gonna start with a bead of hot glue, and then start with the green. So I went to Michael's, and because I had an idea for this craft, and I was like, okay, you know, all I need to get is a floral, you know, wreath, so I can, so I can cut it in half, and then I can have a rainbow shape. And you know, whenever, I'm sure you guys do the same, whenever you go to like any store, Michael's, Target, you know, Home Goods, you always go down the clearance aisle, right? Because like you never know what you're gonna find, and when you find that like one thing that you were looking for and it's like 50 cents or $1, you're like, oh my god, and you feel like it's destiny telling you you need that thing. So I went down the clearance aisle and I found like part of this, and like I said, it was originally broken into 2 pieces, and so there was just a 1 piece, and it was labeled, I still even have the price tag here, it was labeled $1.60 as is, and I was like, oh okay, I'm like, great, this is perfect. It was like this, like basically this is the crack, and so it was kind of like this, and I was like, okay, this is good, I can use this, because I mean, I just make these things, you know, for like my house or for my kids, just as like samples, so it's not like it has to be like uber like perfect, like the finished product. So I was like, okay, great, yeah, perfect, I can use this. It's only $1.60. This wreath, when it's whole, I believe it's 14 inches, but I'm not sure. but the whole one is $7, right? So I was like, $1.60, $7, of course, no brainer. And then as I was looking, just at the aisle, I saw the other half of it just off to the side, and that one had no sticker on it at all. So I was like, sweet, there's two, because I have 2 kids, so sometimes I try to make 2 of everything so they each can have one. And even though it wasn't like as deep of an arch as I wanted to, it was still, it's still an arch shape, and I'm gonna put these little clouds at the ends anyways. So I was like, it's okay, I can just make an illusion that it's like more archy than it is. Oh, and just a side note, as I am turning this, like every 3 wraps, I am putting another little bead of glue, like I said, just so it doesn't shift and doesn't come undone. I feel like when you're making any sort of craft or whatever, I feel like if it doesn't come apart when you give it to the person that you're giving it to, and after after time goes on, it's still in good shape, I feel like that kind of speaks to how, I don't want to say professional, but how experienced, and I guess how professional you are. Obviously if you give something to someone, it is the thought that counts, but if it falls apart as soon as they take it home or the first time they use it or something, then it's kind of wah wah. So I'm trying to really secure this ribbon so that it won't fall apart later on. So anyways, back to the story. So then now I have 2 quarter pieces essentially, and I thought they were just 2 randomly broken pieces, and so I take it to the register. They charged me $1.60 for both. I was like, okay, great, perfect. And then I came home and I was looking at it and I was like, it looks like they could fit together. And so I put it together and it made a complete arch. So I guess it was half of a wreath that had just come apart, and then so they just put it in the clearance rack, and then I was the lucky person. Well, it was meant for me. And I love it when stuff like that happens. So I'm sorry, another side note. Okay, so then I'm done wrapping. I think it's about I want to say probably almost 4 inches each band. Oh no, 2 inches, that was right the first time, 2.5 inches. And it really just depends on your wreath size. If you have a smaller wreath, obviously you're going to do a smaller width band. If you have a larger wreath, you can do a larger wreath band. Anyway, so the point of the story is check your clearance places. You never know what you'll find. And like I said, I love it when stuff like that happens, because I feel like it was meant to be, yes, I was meant to make this rainbow craft and put it on YouTube. So I was just so happy. And then look, it's a perfect rainbow shape. I bought it for $1.60. Even if I had bought the whole size and cut it in half, it'd still be $3.50 because it's $7, right? Yeah, so that's my story about how this craft was meant to be. Okay, so then I did the green. I'm gonna start off now with the blue and just keep going on. And this would be really cute to give to your child's teacher, a preschool teacher maybe. I know preschool teachers love stuff like this, because at the preschool age, 3, 4, some places even 5, you're still in preschool before you start kinder. And it's just so great when the classrooms are just so colorful and interactive and decorative. And the preschool that my daughter goes to, my little one, all the teachers literally every month they just change out their bulletin boards and all of their decorations, to match the theme of the month. So this would be something that would be perfect for them for just even March or springtime. And teachers always keep so much of what they because every year the kids change. It's not it matters that you're using the same decoration every year, because the new batch of kids don't know. I help out a lot doing bulletin boards in my daughter's elementary school, and you can tell that those bulletin board pieces are like well loved. They have like so many like staple marks and like little bits of pieces of tape that, you know, didn't get peeled off. A lot of them have been like repaired, like ripped and repaired, because, you know, once you put it up on the bulletin board, first of all, no one really pays attention like every day, like, oh my gosh, that little piece is broken or ripped. But also, you can't really see it, you know? Like when you're making crafts and stuff, like you probably can notice like every flaw and every, you know, little rip and dent and nick. But once you like put it up somewhere, like you don't notice, just because first of all, you're not looking at it up close, and second of all, people don't really notice. They just notice like the whole thing, like, wow, like, you know, like this looks great, but they don't notice like, oh, you glued it unevenly here. So yeah, looks like I'm not gonna have enough for the pink. Maybe I can just put like pink ribbon on the bottom or something. So yeah, so now I just have the purple, almost done. And oh, you see here, look, it's like shifting already. So that means either I didn't pull it taut enough, and that I didn't like glue that bit down. Yeah, so like ribbon is really tricky because you feel like, yes, I got it really tight, really secure, but like I said, maybe because it's fabric, or maybe because, you know, I'm trying to wrap it around a curved piece as well, like it shifts and it kind of bubbles, and then it looks really kind of like you didn't put that much time and effort into it. So, I mean, I've been crafting for a really long time. Like, I definitely wouldn't consider myself like a beginner, or even like, what's between beginner and expert? Like, novice? Is that? No, novice is kind of beginner. Anyways, but I've been crafting for a really long time. And in the beginning, I was just like, oh, you know what? It's just a thought that counts. It looks cute. Like, you know, when I initially make it, it looks cute. And, you know, like if I give it to them and, you know, they don't like it, they can throw it away or whatever. And I used to kind of, you know, if it falls apart, then, you know, oh well, at least when I gave it to them, it was perfect. But then I kind of thought about, like, if you want to be taken seriously in any craft, I think, then the longevity of like the product that you make, just like I said, I think it really does speak to whether or not people consider you like professional or like an expert, stuff like that. So now I really try not only to focus on like what it looks like the idea of it, but also like will it like hold up? Like if somebody takes this home, if they put it in their house, if they put it in their kids' room and their kids are like moving it around from this way, that way, and they want to play with it, like will it stand up, you know? And of course you can't know about every single thing you make, and you know, some kids are more rough with things than others. Like my older daughter, she'll like take something, she'll just put it on her desk and then that's it. Like she won't play with it, she won't like, it's there, and she's satisfied with the fact that she has it. So I can give her anything and then it'll just be pristine because she doesn't even like touch it after it comes into her possession. My little one, on the other hand, you know, she like actually plays with her things, and she like, you know, redecorates her room, and she moves it here, moves it there, and then puts it in like this bag and that bag. And so it's like, if you have a kid like that who's maybe not as gentle with their things, then, you know, you gotta consider that too. Okay, so now I'm done with the very last bit of purple. I guess it actually worked out that pink is not really part of the rainbow. You know, I always kind of forget, like, the rainbow, like, you know, it has 6 colors, right? But it's kind of a lot of colors if you're trying to do like a craft. Like, you have to like do 6 of everything, so it's kind of a lot. Okay, so then that's what I did here with the rainbow. I just wrapped it all around, and then now I'm just gonna glue these little clouds on the ends, and I'm gonna glue on both sides so that if you do decide to hang it like a mobile and it like spins or whatever, then at least the cloud will be on both sides. And that's why I tried to put the ends of the ribbon on the inside, just so if you do like place it down like this or hang it like this, you won't really be able to see like the ends of the ribbon. Maybe I should have finished wrapping this all the way around, because even if I'm gonna put the cloud on, like you'll still see the green from the side. So maybe I'll just cut it off. That's fine. I'll just do it. So I'm gonna just put a little bit of hot glue. Do my cloud on the side like that. Oh my gosh, so cute, right? And then do it on the other side. And like I said, the thing about using hot glue on styrofoam is that the glue will melt and kind of disintegrate the styrofoam, especially if you put the nozzle a little bit too close to the styrofoam. Like if you touch it, it will just melt it. So instead of getting that surface that you want it to stick, it'll just eat away at the styrofoam, so then you won't have any surface to stick it to. So initially when I glued the two pieces together, I had to like hold it and kind of wait for it to dry, because inside, like this part was being eaten away by the hot glue. So even though I was pressing this part and the other side together, it wasn't really sticking because it was being eaten away by the glue. And I'm using I don't know if this is like a professional glue gun, but like sometimes it'll like smoke because it's like so hot. If you go to Michael's, you know, like in like the, you know, like where the check stand is, they have those like baskets of like, you know, $1, $3, $5 things, and I think the little mini glue guns that are there, I think are low temp, and they're not as hot as this one. This one actually my husband had in one of his bins. I don't know why. So I've had this one for years, and it is really hot. So there you go. So there we have it today. I don't know if you can see. Isn't it so cute? I'm probably gonna just like put like maybe even just like a paper clip just like right at the top, so I can like hang a string on it. And since I didn't get to put pink in it, I might take this pink ribbon and like just attach it to the bottom and have it, let's see if I can even show you, and have it like hang down like this. Can you even see? You know, have a bunch of them hanging down, maybe a curling ribbon. After I finish that, I'll use it as my thumbnail picture, so that you can kind of see. And then maybe I can, in my description box, I'll put like exactly what I did to that. But I think it turned out so good. Let me see if I can kind of, there we go. I think it turned out so cute, so good. It's my rainbow of all these gloomy days, and I haven't even seen one. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Oh, you know what? Side note. Okay, so while I was going through my boxes, because initially actually I wanted to use this felt for the cloud, you know, because it's like soft and fluffy. So if you have felt lying around, then please use that, or like cotton balls. You could use cotton balls. But I only had the styrofoam, the craft foam, not styrofoam. So for the clouds, I used like this craft foam. It's like very flexible. I think they're like 60 cents a sheet, like 9x12 sheet. I use that. So as I was going through my bins of things, of materials, I found this little thing that I had made, I want to say 2 years ago for my older daughter's 5th birthday. She had like a rainbow themed birthday. So I used these. They're just little, if you can see, they're just little rainbow ones, I guess. And I used these as centerpieces. I just put them in, it's made a bunch, and I put them in little jars, and I put them in the middle of the table. And so what I did with these is I cut out 2 identical pieces of felt in a cloud shape, and then I hot glued everywhere around except for this middle chunk. And then I just stuffed, sounds like cellophane, but you know, I just stuffed it with, like, you can stuff it with anything, cellophane, paper, cotton, you know, tissue, anything. And I stuffed it, and then I also stuck the ends of the ribbon. And what I did with that is I gathered up all the ribbon and I tied them together in like a giant knot, you know, so that they would stay together. And then yeah, and then I just inserted the knot in here, and I just hot glued it all together. And then I just happened to have like all these different, they're like glittery ribbons. No, the camera's not really, there we go. They're like these glittery ribbons. They were on these like miniature spools, so I feel like they were just like a set. And so that's what I did. And so this is another really cute idea for like a party, or just for your girls or your boys to like run around in the backyard with it, you know, pretend to be like, you know, wizards or magicians or unicorns or something. So yeah, so those are the 2 rainbow themed crafts for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit long, I kind of talked a lot, but I hope everyone stays dry, and I hope you see a rainbow. See you later.